Hello everyone! I have a book review. Wow, I can't talk. I have a book review for you today. I finally finished The Scarletti Curse by Kristin Feehan. Alright, now, I had a hard time in the beginning with this book. Holy ever loving fuck. I hated this book actually. Like, I hated the first half. It was boring, and it mainly is, you know, because of Giovanni. It's his fault the entirety of the first half of the book. So let's deal with the whole plotline of the story. So we have to figure out what the Scarletti Curse is, who it affects, how it affects a person, what it does, and all that such. Well, we don't even find out about that until the middle of the book, about what the Scarletti, the curse is, and some of it what it entails. Not exactly how to break it, or, like, you know, how it's gonna be broken, whatever. That's, like, literally in chapter 19 where you find out all that. So that's basically pushing the whole thing. But there's also something, well, actually that's the only thing. That's the whole entire plot of the entirety of the thing. Of what this curse is going to do for this family, and what it's been doing to this family, and what it's going to do to Nicoletta. And if she, like, this is like, would be her heart's destiny and not her soul's demise. It's basically she's gonna figure out what the fuck's going to happen and how this is gonna fix. Once that part, you know, came about, I actually was I liked it. I liked that part. It hadn't, like, nothing was said about it other than, you know, he's cursed. Like, he's cursed, you know, like, basically what everyone knows about is the curse basically kills the woman in the family. It kills any women who marry into the family. That's what it is. So far, the men have not really given birth to a daughter. Well, actually, any woman in the family, because it's affecting the Margarita, who is a daughter within the family, and Sophie, who is also a daughter of the family. It's just like, the first half of the book is really annoying for me, and I don't like it. Once we get into the second half, like right in the middle of the book, so yeah, right in the middle, and then the second half is where everything starts happening. Yes. Which was the most enjoyable part of the book. And I love that. So the general course of this plot was okay. I didn't like how boring it was in the beginning, and how, like, you don't know the full extent of the curse. You don't get to hear the full extent until actually a Scarletti man tells, you know, this is curse. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Nicoletta. She, in general, is a really great character. I love the fact that she has, like, this healer's psychic ability, and she knows what plants can do, how they can properly heal a person, and what benefits they do, if they can actually harm a person, and all that stuff. And the big main thing is that she can feel when somebody's injured, sick, all that kind of stuff. It's like this really dark foreboding, and it's like very, I guess it's a very, like, tight tension feeling that she feels, sort of. If she's outside especially, she gets warnings by, you know, like this crow, or like, it's a black bird, I don't know what bird it is, or like during the day, or at night she gets, this has happened twice, notified by an owl, and they actually seem to guide her to the injured or sick, all that such. Now, I think that's really, really cool. And then also tied in with, like, that premonition of, like, oh my gosh, there's someone who's, something is wrong, something bad is here. She actually, you know, when she's there, she can actually put her energy, like, you know how Gregorio can take himself out of his body and like literally heal a person. She's sort of doing that. She doesn't have the full extent of what Goryeo has, but she has something similar, which, you know, like, she can start the healing process, but she can't, like, you know, fully complete it. That's why she needs all of her, like, herbs and medicinal stuff that she uses to help with the process. So that part is really cool. I also like how independent she is. She likes, well, she was kind of forced into independency because of her, you know, magic abilities, we're gonna say, because it's a good roundingness. But she grows into and embraces this independency of hers. She loves going off on her own. She literally does not like wearing shoes and always forgets her shoes and all that stuff. This person who basically adopted her when her mother died as part of the story. She doesn't die within the story, she's died previous, so. Is a woman called Maria Pia. P-I-A, whatever. She gets, like with living with Maria, she has gotten really mad at Nicoletta. Is like, you gotta wear your shoes and blah blah blah. And then when Giovanni invokes the bride covenant, which basically says as the Dawn, he is allowed to pick any woman of age to be his bride, pretty much. And so when that happens, he's basically like, why don't you wear your shoes? And has people literally be like, I need you to keep on her to be wearing her shoes, as I am the Dawn, and as the Dawn, you know, I'm not mad about this, but he has to mind the villages that are in his domain. He has to watch his borders and all this sort of like political aristocrato. I don't know how to pronounce it in Spanish, but aristocrato like stuff and all that such. So that's why he says, I need someone to be, you know, looking after you because you don't wear your shoes and they need to keep on you with the shoes. So yeah, but it's part of her character that she doesn't wear shoes. That's what it is. But there is a small part of her that I don't like in the beginning. But, you know, as time progresses, they do get better as a couple. But when she's kind of together with Giovanni, she doesn't, for some reason, she doesn't stand up for herself and her independence. It is like, dude, unless you want me to become a flippant, timid, do whatever you say and do nothing ever, then you're basically not me. You just want, you know, a brooder. Unless you want a brood maid, that's basically what I'm basically saying. Let me be what I am. I'm not wearing shoes. I am going to go out into the hills and embrace the weather. And I'm going to tend my garden that I've put out there. I'm going to go do that, okay? At the beginning, she keeps forgetting her shoes, which is just a little bit throughout this entire book. It's like, she's always forgetting her shoes, and she's getting lightly reprimanded. It's like, where are your shoes? You're supposed to be wearing your shoes. That's the whole bit thing there. Alright, I've lost my train of thought, but I generally like Nicoletta. She is a good character, she's independent, and she does say what she says, except when it comes to Giovanni, where she's like, oh my god, Giovanni, and he can be very intimidating, which I can understand. He's the Dawn, and, you know, the whole curse, and blah blah blah. Yeah, I don't really like her. Now with Giovanni, oh my god, I wanted Nicoletta to be like, bitch slap him and be like, dude, I care about you, and, you know, I kind of have feelings for you, but you gotta stop trying to dominate me and be like, you are going to stay here, you're gonna stay out of trouble, you're not gonna be able to do anything, and nothing that you love doing. Yeah. The first time I ever started having, maybe like a 10-5% like for Giovanni was when she had this thing, like, you know, this big, deep, dark, foreboding feeling. And it's like, I have to go. And then all of a sudden, you know, this boy from the village is like, we need the healer. And he's like, okay, let's go. I'll take you there. It was like the first time I ever had a liking for him. Other than that, he's like, you're not allowed to do anything. You have guards with you all the time. You're not allowed to go out of the palazzo, or like his home, like big mansion home thing. You're not allowed to leave this place. Even with your guard, you're allowed to be like within the grounds with your guards, but you're not allowed to leave, literally leave the borders of my, you know, home, okay? I got really annoyed with that. And he kept being the super uber over dominant, like everything that I've said about previous dark men or Carpathian men that have been like, I've been annoyed with them. Giovanni takes the cake. Oh my god, he's even worse than Gregorio. Oh my god, he's even worse. But, like, this is all in the first half of the book, and I was like, I will not end up keeping this book, because Giovanni, it just fucking frustrates me to no end. Very annoying. But, by the time we, like, you know, when we get to the middle of, like, the halfway point, and then getting into the second half of the book, he's actually starting to become a better man. At least I think he does. I'm pretty sure he does. He becomes, like, a better man. I'm still really annoyed with him because, you know, he's had these tendencies for a very long time. And, you know, he probably will be like this for a little while, but with Nicoletta's help and her way of fixing the curse or breaking the curse or whatever about the curse, you know, he's become better and slowly becomes better, and I like that. And by the end of the book, I think he has, you know, he becomes like, you know, like a 60-40 sort of, you know, guy, where he's not uber dominant, uber I don't like you, and becomes like, yeah, you're still, you know, because you're the Don, you whatever, and you're still nervous about the curse, but you are trusting your wife and loving your wife. And so the second half of the book has, you know, redeemed the first half enough where it's like, alright, I will keep this book now because of what happened in the second half, and it's really good. In the second half, oh my god, parts of it were like, I do not want to put this down. I seriously did not want to, but I had to. And then, like, there were little minor parts where it's like, oh, this is a really good part, but it's enough for me to put it down. But the majority of the time, it's like, everything was starting to, like, Nicoletta was really, like, looking for clues as to why Sophie is, like, bad things are happening to Sophie, and why one of these maids was, like, all bruised and tortured, and why she was terrified of telling Nicoletta, and basically, you know, all that. And Nicoletta is just looking for not really the reason for the curse, but for the reason why Sophie is being tortured and why she can hear whispered voices through the walls and whatnot. But then other stuff starts coming into light, like you know, Giovanni telling Nicoletta, like, about the curse and explaining some, and his grandfather, technically the entire Scarletti family, like the main people, live at this house. So we've got his grandfather, who is Nono, basically, I'm saying basically a little too much, sorry. Nono tells sort of what he remembers and why he kind of, you know, became like this sort of tyrant, and why he had to pass down the Don title to Giovanni, who is the oldest of 3 brothers and also has his own powers. Sorry, I'll get to that. And then we have other stuff coming to light. So why a lot of the women died and all that, which I love. I love when we have a mystery, and, you know, at the beginning, like, more in the beginning part, we should be having more clues, but we didn't have that many clues. We had, like, 0 clues until, like, literally the halfway point of the book, which is when she started her investigation of the mystery voices, and secret passageways too. We got those too. So yeah, that's why I made it better. Also, I forgot to say that Giovanni has his own secret powers, magic powers and whatnot. He has that same like telepathic speaking and sort of like feeling emotions and thoughts of other people. So well, actually, I think it's really only certain people. I know he just said, he talks about it a lot, of Nicoletta, like he can hear her thoughts, he can speak to her, yet she can't do the same to him unless she like really concentrates and like basically like thought speaking out. She can't talk to him thought like, but he can hear her and, you know, speak to her like that. But he has that sort of like, I can talk to them, they can talk to me, I can hear their thoughts and back and forth. With his middle brother, which is like the second youngest, his Antonello, which is a mysterious brother that randomly appeared in the story. And then the youngest is Vincent, and apparently he has no powers. But anyway, yeah. So, how would I recommend this book? I would recommend reading it. I have no idea, though, how it ties in with the Dark Symphony book, because this is the prequel to that book. I don't know how it ties in, but I would recommend it very much, because it technically can be read on its own. It can, because it's literally, like, it's a single book and a series book too, because it's a prequel. So it can work on its own. You can read it on its own. It's interesting. It's a more like historical book because it's back in time when men wore breeches, and as far as I know, they are like those skinny jeans or skinny pants that like encompass the leg and whatnot. She doesn't fully describe clothing, Kristin Feehan, which is a little annoying. And also, the same phrase she keeps repeating over and over again for all time. It's getting a little annoying. I wish and I hope she mixes it up. Cause I don't think I felt that in like Dark Curse, Destiny, and Slayer. I don't think I felt that way there, but in the recent books that I've been reading, like, oh my gosh, you've been saying this line for a little too much. So I recommend reading it. I do inform you that the beginning is boring, and you might be like, why am I reading this? This is annoying. For some of you, not all of you will feel like that. Especially with Giovanni, some of you actually really like dominant men, like super dominant. He's uber dominant. But I do recommend it. It actually gets really good. Yeah, I really recommend it. It eventually started getting good. And also, the sex finally started happening at like the middle point also. I love my adult romance books, but you need to start a little more earlier with your sexual stuff, okay? A little more earlier, please. A little more. Or, if you don't have it that early, make sure you have the first half of the book really, you know, hooking and engaging and wanting people to keep moving. I really only kept reading, oh, my hair is being annoying, because I wanted to find out more about the curse and all that such. I really didn't care, like, if, you know, Giovanni and Nicoletta actually became a better couple or whatnot. I just wanted to find out about the curse, if it even got resolved in this book, because it is a prequel, because it may not get if it doesn't get resolved in here, I would much think that it gets resolved in the Dark Symphony book. So yeah, I recommend this book. It is eventually gets good for me. So yeah. This was a very half and half book. It was sort of bad to start, but eventually it gets good. So I do recommend it. And now that I'm finished that, I still don't have my book from the library. Literally, when I went to yesterday, Tuesday, I went there. It wasn't on the shelf yet. When I got home, I mean, it was there. Fuck you! So now I gotta wait till next week. Yeah, next week, well, when I will be able to pick it up again. I do have the ability to pick it up, but I'm with my dad on Tuesday and I can pick it up then. So, I get to read another dark book! Yay! And as you can maybe read, I am reading Dark Symphony by Kristin Feehan. I am reading the next book. So, yeah. I really like this blue cover. It's very nice. And it doesn't, you know, open up to reveal the man, which is a little sad. But oh well. We don't have a prologue, we just go right to chapter 1. I just wanted to say that. Oh, I want to show you this. It has a map, no, not a map, a family tree in here. Oh, alright, yep. And now I will read the back. Welcome to the world of Kristin Feehan, who has thrilled legions of fans with her seductive, sensual romances about the Carpathians. Now she presents the long-awaited story of Byron. Yay, Byron! And the one woman meant to be his. Oh, yes! I knew there was a book for Byron. I knew there was. He was Carpathian, a species as old as time. He could shift shape. Oh, I hate that. Oh. Shift shape and soar high, run with the wolves, yet without light to his darkness, he could so easily give into the whispers of temptation, the call for power, and turn wholly evil, to become the undead, as many of his kind had chosen to do. He traveled the world, hunting the vampire, seeking to maintain a balance of life in a world of bleak loneliness. And then he heard the music. Oh yes, it's this one! Blinded and scarred in a terrible accident, Antonetta, oh my god, I don't know how to pronounce certain Spanish names. Scarletti, that's how we turn, made music that thrilled the world with its beauty and passion. Descended from a long line of psychics. Oh, that's okay. Antonetta has learned to rely on her other senses to see the world around her, but nothing could have prepared her for Byron. He came to her, drawn by her music, and became her secret obsession. Others fear him, sensing that he is dangerous, a predator, but for Antonetta, he is her ultimate fantasy, her dream lover. He woos her with kisses full of erotic allure, whispering that she is his light, his salvation. Byron has waited an eternity for her, and he will let nothing stand between him and the woman born to be his life mate. Oh my god! Okay, now I'm excited to read this book because she is a descendant, so, yeah. I don't know why I kept saying so, and I'm still saying so, but I'm excited just because she is tied in with the book, and there has to be something in here that refers to, like, the curse or something. I don't know, but there has to be a tie-in with the prequel, because she wouldn't write a prequel if there wasn't something in here. And now I get to find out why there's a prequel. Oh my god! Oh, this is gonna be exciting. Yes, oh, I'm excited for this book. So yes, that was my book review, and I hope you liked it, and I hope you read it eventually. So if you liked this video, please hit that like button over there, down there. And if you've read the Scarletti Curse or any, actually, just the Scarletti Curse, I don't want to talk about the dark books. But if you've read any of the previous dark books, not what I just, any of the previous dark books, please let me know in the comments below if you liked them, if you didn't like them, or, you know, if you hated them. Just don't be nasty, okay? Because we do not need nastiness in the world. Also, you know, if you didn't like something, it's okay to not like it, just don't be obnoxiously nasty about it, because, yeah. Also, if this is the first time you're watching my videos, please hit that big red subscribe button down there by my picture for more book reviews, hauls, let's plays, unboxing, unbagging, because something's coming, a bubble wrap manila envelope or a plastic bag wrap thingy, vlogmas, random vlogs, and random videos. I have no idea where to categorize. Okay, I'm gonna go because I gotta finish writing this thing for the Fallout board game that I'm eventually gonna play with Manny. I'm gonna continue watching YouTube stuff, and I need to turn the fan on because I'm a little warm and finish my salad that I had for lunch. So I hope you liked this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, everyone.